Hello, Dr. Varalakshmi and Mrs. Durga. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Hello, Lakshmi. Hi, Durga.
Hi, Varalakshmi.
So I will jump right into it. As concert organizers of Ramapriya Arts Foundation, are you ready to run concerts yourself, your organization?
Well, every organizer would like to have concerts to organize. And I think we just follow the flow. I mean, if there was a hiatus of this long, there was a reason for it. And if the hiatus is going to break and normalcy is going to return, it's a government that informs us and we go in with that. And once the government gives us the green signal, yes, why not? We'd be very happy.
Mrs.
What do you
Durga,
say?
anything to add?
Yeah, we are actually looking forward to start organizing. It's been a kind of stressful for not being able to host any concerts for the past 2 months. I in fact feel slightly guilty also for not being able to organize anything for the past 2-3 months now. So we're really waiting for the government to open the doors and let this entertainment sector operate as normal.
So one of the issues that keeps getting mentioned is sectors that are opening up are those that are essential for life, for earning a living, for providing for a family, and so on. And people ask the question as to whether we should even consider that arts should start at this time. What do you think about that?
I would like Durga to answer this because we had just had a very animated discussion about it. Why don't you fill in the audience about this, Durga?
See, what is essential? I wouldn't say food, drink, or staying indoors, of course. Other essential things that one needs for survival alone are important, are termed as essential services. That's not, I mean, I don't agree with that point of view. Some kind of a mental de-stressing also I feel is essential for everyone, especially for people living in Chennai, places like Chennai, which is so culturally active. I feel arts are very important, as important as, I mean, food or any other what the government considers as essential services. So we are so used to attending concerts, visiting temples, social functions, everything. I mean, it's just part of our lifestyle, and I feel they are also so essential for survival mentally.
Mm. So
Yeah.
concerts are a morale booster, perhaps for the artists and for those who attend, and
Yes.
the concert organizers as well. That's what I'm getting.
Yes.
Maybe I can put it in this way. As Durga rightly said, see, survival is common to all living beings, be it human beings or animals. But we are not just animals. I mean, it's just not about food, sleep. There is something beyond, right? And I mean, you can debate whether we are the highest form of life or not. But the fact is, we are endowed with something called intelligence, and we are endowed with something called sensitivity. And I think even Shakespeare said that the man who has no music is fit for treason, stratagems, and spoils. So, music is something which is not just entertainment. It enters you at a different level, especially our music. And as Durga said, Chennai is the hub for music. So you just cannot imagine living in Chennai. A person who is attuned to Carnatic music cannot imagine living in Chennai without having gone to a concert for this long. So in that way, I would say it is very essential.
It's good to hear your opinion. Now, the other question I have for you is, Ramapriya does not own its own facilities. You usually rent the hall where you conduct your programs. Do you foresee any issues with getting facilities to host your programs?
I don't think so, because just as organizers are very conscious about the social goings on here, the owners of sabas will be equally conscious. And so I don't think anybody, whomever we normally get, we hold our concerts at the Ragasudha Hall mainly, and wherever we do it, I'm very sure the organizers are going to do whatever the government has kind of emphasized on. So I don't visualize that as a problem at all, because all the stakeholders are unanimous in holding concerts on one hand, but nobody wants to say that such and such a thing happened, because we were not careful. So that kind of consciousness will definitely be there for all the stakeholders in the game, be it performers, organizers, rasikas, or owners of the halls. This is how I see it.
I would like to add on to that. From the economic point of view also, I'm sure all the halls are waiting to open their doors for concerts, It's an income for them, income generation for them. So I'm sure they will be most willing to open their doors for organizing concerts and events, whatever.
Do you see any changes happening in terms of seating and requirement of masks, maybe providing of hand sanitizers? So I'm just making this up as I'm going along, thinking about the issue. But as an organizer, do you see some of these things happening? Maybe spreading chairs out or providing some of these things at the facilities?
See, hand sanitizers have now become the order of the day, and they will be there as long as the COVID is a hot topic. I mean, I'm not talking about it as a topic. It is definitely a very serious issue, but nothing in life is permanent, and an epidemic cannot last forever. So while it is on, just like everything, they say every hero becomes a foe, and I don't mean to use this in a bad way. But what I'm trying to say is that right now we are in the era of hand sanitizers and masks. But that is a very temporary problem. And maybe if we have to go with masks, well, we are going with masks everywhere. So why not? And if there is going to be some regimentation in seating, why not? When there are overcrowded concerts, people are laying out mats, people are laying out chairs. And for concerts which are poorly attended, I've seen sabas place curtains to make the hall look smaller. So this could be another such thing. And you have aeroplanes, which I think they were planning to have alternate seatings, which also now is, they say it's not going to take place. So even if there are the changes, that will be temporary as long as this pandemic is going on.
My question was specifically as to whether you as Sabha organizers or the hall concerned might actually be providing some of these things, such as hand sanitizers, for example. Seating obviously has to be set up by the organizers, or do you envision that the owners for the sanitizers and where one seats themselves is going to be taken by the Rasika themselves?
Now, I think we will have to have some responsibility, because if we are going to organize a concert, we owe it to the listeners as well as the artists to provide some safety measures. So definitely we will have to at least provide hand sanitizers. I don't know about the masks, but we will see as it goes.
Okay. Mrs. Durga?
Yeah, definitely. As Varalakshmi says, the concert goers in Chennai is about 75% are people above 65 and 70s. They are retired, mostly retired people are regular concert goers. So in this pandemic, I realized that they are really scared to step out of their houses. So to make it safe for them, definitely we have to promise and all these things. Even when we advertise concerts in the paper, we have to mention that special care is going to be taken with regard to these items. So that definitely plays a very important role for them to step out of their houses and take the risk, I would say, to attend these concerts.
That makes sense. Now, another question is, in this lockdown period, which has lasted about 2 months so far, There have been a lot of online concerts, people going live, some of them recorded. Some of them have been in a full concert format also, which where multiple artists are playing and synchronizing where they are. The violin, the mridangist, the other percussionist, the vocalist, instrumentalist, they all synchronize and they're providing sometimes excellent sound experiences, with studio quality sound or live basis. Do you see this phenomenon having a permanent effect on the physical live concerts as it used to happen in terms of the Rasikas expecting more in terms of sound quality, in terms of facilities, because they are now maybe little more used to getting excellent sound? And would they be a little more sensitive to the general sound issues that pervade most concerts in the city?
Yes, Vidya, I would like to answer this with parallelism. This is something like buying a sari online and going to the shop and buying a sari. Okay, you have all the benefits of sitting at home. And if you look at the history of Carnatic music, there have been many changes thanks to the advent of technology. But one common factor which has not changed from the beginning of the concert concept was live concerts. And however be the technology and whatever you can do, three people sitting like how three of us are talking, nothing, absolutely nothing can replace the joy that you get watching the artists on stage. Maybe the music will be the same, but there is definitely a difference between listening to them on a laptop or from a laptop or a mobile and sitting in the hall, watching them, maybe even watching their mannerisms or listening or even discerning little nuances which will not be possible through this. This is my very, very humble opinion. And I'm sure Durga has the same thing to say.
Definitely, definitely.
Anything else? Yeah,
nothing can beat live concert experiences, And as I've noticed, when 2 or 3 friends or people whom we know, you're watching the concert together, we'd like to check notes, what a sangati, what a pidi, all that, when we share with others watching along with us, listening along with us, it gives us a lot of satisfaction. That we definitely miss all that on in online concerts. I don't think that kind of. And one more thing, the body language, the when the eyes, when we meet the artists, eye contact, all that also matters a lot. Encouraging for the artists as well as very satisfying for the listeners. All that is not possible in online concerts. So we always vote for Varalakshmi and I definitely vote for live concerts any day.
Thank you. That is very
Not
clear.
only that, in an online concert, your audience is invisible. It's something like singing in the radio station, and anybody who has sung on the radio will know that's a very different experience. When you are singing in a concert, even if it is a single-digit audience, still you can see them, and to discern their response is the very important part of the concert process. Be it a single-digit audience or a hall house full, whatever it may be, the experience is different. If you look at many people, concert going, the listening to the concert is the icing on the cake. They have many more things, the actual going, meeting people, sitting in their favorite seats and looking around, listening to the music, watching the artists. All these are experiences which are also, little pleasures. But the entire thing, in its entirety, that's what gives concert the pleasure of listening to the concert. And that can definitely not be replaced by the highest power of sound technology and acoustics, is what I think.
So the overall experience eclipses any perfection in one aspect, is what you're mentioning.
And just look at it. We have people, excuse me for interrupting, we have people, even today they say, அந்த நாள் அந்த கச்சேரி 1950 ஆண்டில் இவர் பாடிட்டு இருந்தார், கச்சேரியில் இப்படி ஆச்சு, ஆண்டோலிகா பாடினார், மறக்க முடியாது. Now I just imagine 50 years and supposing there were no concerts, everything was online. ஆமா அன்னைக்கு ஜூம்ல ஒரு கச்சேரி வந்தது. I mean, I really find it maybe it will take place, but
I can never remember the dates and the actual events. Definitely, they are so much different from online events, you know. And one more thing, the concert goers, as I already told you, are 60 plus people who are not so savvy with online listening and online with technology, I would say. So they prefer stepping out of their houses, going to a hall, listening to the artist live. That makes so much sense to them, meaning to them. So I feel live concerts should be the order of the day.
in that way it's an essential service because it lowers their blood pressure. And
Yes.
the walk they take to go to the hall is a very good, kind of activity for those who have got problems of sugar or anything.
Yes.
So I would say it's more essential than the pharmacies also.
Yes.
So if I were to summarize everything you have said, Ramapriya is ready to begin concerts once the government gives the get-go. And you also feel that some responsibility has to be taken by concert organizers to provide certain basic sanitation procedures and maybe arrange seating in a more conducive way in keeping with physical distancing norms. And you don't see any permanent effect to live concerts because of the profusion of online programs, regardless of how good or bad the sound may be. And music is as much essential to health and wellness, whether both physical and mental well-being. The kacheris, the concerts that we have are as much essential as all the other things we might deem as essential in our lives. If there's anything I've missed, please do add and we can conclude.
You summarized it beautifully, Vidya. Now I understand why you're so good at all your interviews.
Thank you very much, Dr. Varalakshmi. Mrs. Durga, any final comments?
No, we really enjoyed talking to you, and you had asked such wonderful questions, which are so relevant to the present scenario. So thank you. Thanks. It was great talking to you.
Same here. Thank you both for participating on behalf of Ramapriya Arts Foundation. I look forward to your foundation and other concert organizers also beginning live concerts, as I'm sure the Rasikas and the performers also are. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lakshmi.